Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's Jacob doing a video real quick on Fort Bragg. I'm a 25 uniform. I got there as an E4. I was promotable. Got promoted about 6 months after I arrived. About 8 months after that, I deployed, and the rest of the time, the whole entire time I was in the 82nd and in a light infantry airborne unit. When I was there, I did about 20 jumps. That's a guesstimate. I think it was actually 23 jumps. Regardless, BAH was pretty good there. You get your airborne pay, you got your regular pay, everything's pretty good. The only experience I had prior to that was the 173rd Light Infantry Airborne Unit I was in Italy. And since then, I spent the past 20 days on Fort Hood, Texas, in an air defense artillery unit. I will say that the differences between the two units are a lot on how they operate, the discipline, the PT standard, the fact that 88 has a lot of females in it. I think in my battery our first sergeant's a female, and we have that I've seen 5 to 8 ish females in the company, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's different. And then in the light infantry airborne unit I was in my company, we had 0 females. Also demographically massively different. In the infantry unit, it was probably about 70% ish. I'd probably 60% white males, probably about 30% Hispanic, and then 5% Asian, 5% black. That's like the general of what it was like. And now here in this 88 unit, it's probably 50% white. Yeah, 40% white, 40% black, 15% Hispanic, 5% Asian. And again, those are just like off the top of my heads. And out of 100 people, 8 of them are female in 88, so about 8 to 10%-ish female population as far as in my specific battery I'm in. But that's like the big differences between going from a light infantry airborne unit to a leg 88 unit. When I was at Bragg, I enjoyed it. I wasn't really a huge fan of Fayetteville. Where I used to live out in Hope Mills and have to drive about 25 minutes to work every day. Didn't mind it when I did it, but then whenever I decided, let's find a place that's cheaper, that's closer. So we got a little bit worse of a school district and got closer, but the place was nice, everything was good. We moved in there, and it took me 9 minutes to get to work. Amazing. About 8 to 10 months in, I don't remember exactly, our neighbor's house, so we knew he was selling drugs or something along that lines. His house got shot up. So we called the landlord and we were like, we're moving. And they said, if you move, you'll owe us the rest of the amount of their lease, that you still owe us on a lease until we can rent it out. And I said, no, I'm giving you a 30 days heads up from this point. So it was actually I think it was like 42 days technically, that I'm giving you a heads up, we're gone. Like, we're not, the house, we share a wall with the guy that you also own his property. His house got shot up. We're not staying here. And it was right outside of Yakin Gate. And we moved to on base. On base housing, we chose to get the oldest, most out-of-date house. And the reason why we chose that was, instead of taking the full $1,239 a month I got in BAH, they took $899, so the remaining amount I got to keep, which was nice. On-base housing was amazing. It took me 4 minutes from the time I got in my car to the time I got to work. It was 4 minutes. It was great. The unit, you're gonna deploy once every 3.5, once every 4 years. You'll get a deployment as long as you're within the one of the BCTs, and that's either 1st, 2nd, or 3rd Brigade. If you're in the other brigades, I couldn't tell you. I don't really know too much information about it. You're gonna have clean sweep twice a year, where you spend a full week just cleaning. I never really had much to do with it because I was a commo representative for the company, so I had work outside of that I had to do. So they never asked me to contribute. Everything's easy on base. If you need to get, as far as like, you're not going to have any problems finding places that you need to go to on base. As far as military clothing, CIF, finance, they have the Soldier Support Center there, which literally has everything. They got DEERS, USO, housing, AR, ACS. They got legal. Everything you could possibly need in the Army. That's the first place you're going to check. Now, obviously, CIF, a little bit different than that. Also, if you need to go to see some FSRs for installation of vehicles and stuff, the railhead, stuff like that, is all on the, what do you call that? The west, I don't know, north side of base. Yeah, it was like the north side of base. But everything's relatively simple there. Fayetteville itself isn't the greatest town. As I said, my neighbor's house got shot up. But customer service is terrible in Fayetteville. Absolutely the worst I've ever had in my entire life, anywhere I've lived and been. And that really consists of, I've been to Augusta, I've been Augusta, Georgia. I've been to Pennsylvania, obviously, Ohio, Virginia, New York, Jersey. These are places I've spent a decent amount of time at least. I've been up to plenty more than this. I lived in Italy for 3.5 years, Germany, Slovenia, and Texas too. And Texas, I've only been in Texas for a little bit over a month, but by far customer service is so much better than Fayetteville, North Carolina. It is trash. Yeah, so you got obviously special forces are there. I don't know the group. I never really cared to learn, to be honest with you. But they also have, that's where the selection process takes place. And the largest, 82nd is the largest, it's the only airborne division in the world, and it's located there. And they have a lot of stuff for the soldiers, as far as schools, any kind of military school you could possibly think of. I bet you they have it. They got air assault, they got Pathfinder, they got they'll easily send you to airborne school. They send you to they got jump master. Jeez, I don't know why I couldn't think of it, but jump master school, anything, any small schools, DTMS, Sharp, EO, all that kind of stuff. They got a schoolhouse there for Sec Plus, Net Plus, A Plus, radio classes, fiber laying classes, stuff like that for communications, computer people to get certifications, and it's free. The education center there is amazing in my opinion. You walk in, and if you go to Fayetteville Technical Community College, if you haven't got your associates yet, it's simple. You literally sit down and they will walk you through everything. They will set you up, which was very convenient because now I'm at Fort Hood. I had 8 business days to accomplish everything to try to get into Central Texas College here, and they were based. I walked up and I was like, I'm trying to sign up for classes. They were like, have you done this yet? I'm like, no, I don't know how to do that. They're like, okay, well, here's a step-by-step guide. Just come back when it's complete. Fayetteville Tech, they were like, have you done this yet? No. Okay, come here. And you sat down on a computer with a counselor right behind you. There was 4 or 5 computers. And you had 1 or 2 counselors working with you, helping you through step-by-step the whole way. They were on point. So yeah, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, wasn't bad. If you're there, places you're going to want to go and that you probably will end up going is the Outer Banks. You'll go to Raleigh and Myrtle Beach. That's like the main places that I would go to quite often. Well, no, not quite. More often than the other places, you know what I'm saying? You got Greenville there. You got Charlotte, but these are a little bit more out of your way. Then Raleigh is an amazingly beautiful city, very wealthy city, so there's lots of stuff, a lot of nice things to do there. It's a relatively safe city, so you don't have to worry about any kind of issues. Raleigh's right next to Durham and right next to Chapel Hill. Those three areas combined is basically one gigantic city. I want to say Raleigh's population was just over 1 million. Durham was like 400,000, no, 200 some thousand, and Chapel Hill was like 100,000. Now those are both college towns. Durham is Duke, and Chapel Hill is University of North Carolina. And then you have NC State, which is in Raleigh, along with a couple other smaller schools. And they also have the Carolina Hurricanes, a professional hockey team, is in Raleigh, which I didn't know about. I thought they were in Charlotte, but I didn't know about that until probably about the last 8 months I was there. But it's not a bad area. Raleigh's the place to be. As far as living there, if you're married, I would suggest, in my opinion, try to get the flat rate housing on base, because you'll save yourself a lot of money. But if you want a really nice place to stay, there are on-base housing that are decent. I wouldn't say really nice there, but the on-base. But if you want a place that's really nice, there's definitely them. You're gonna look at Rayford area and Hope Mills. There are some places actually in Fayetteville that are decent. They're gonna be down by Jack Britt High School. It's near Hope Mills. And you're going to get some nice housing with the best school district that you can get in the area. If you, in my opinion, what would be nice also is to live north of Fort Bragg. That way you're closer to Raleigh, so you don't got to drive as far. There's this town called Sanford. I don't know the school districts there and how good they are, but the actual city is, it's not small, but it's not as big as Fayetteville. But I want to say you're about 20 minutes from Bragg. So instead of being an hour from Raleigh, you're only like 40 minutes. And that's from downtown Raleigh, which is amazing. If you want to hit like Apex, Chapel Hill, stuff like that, 30 minutes max. So you should check it out. Even if you're watching this video and somehow you made it to 12 minutes and some seconds in, and you're not even a soldier, you're not moving there, and you're just, maybe think, you're around there. Look, doesn't matter. Everybody should go to Raleigh. It's probably my favorite city I've been to it's my favorite in North Carolina, for a fact. And it might be my favorite in the United States. Not in the world, because Lumignano got that one. But just like, comment, and subscribe. I'm getting update on the video real quick at the end of this. I'm getting about 9,200 views per month, and about, I want to say it was 2,300 views every month, which is great, and I appreciate everybody's watching that. If you can just share my stuff, I want to get the subscriber increase amount up. We're sitting at 57 as of the last time I checked, and I've gained 13 in the past 28 days, and I want that number to grow. In order for me to get where I want to be, I need to get about 37,000 minutes of watch time every month for 12 continuous months. It can be faster than that, but that's the slowest it can be that I want to reach. And also, I think it's 86 or 87 subscribers every month on average for 12 months. And those numbers are so I can become a partner with YouTube, and I can start getting some revenue off of this, which would be the ultimate side gig. I'm currently doing Uber right now. That's why I'm in the car. It's just really slow. I'm at 14 minutes and 14 seconds, and I have not received a ride on Uber or Lyft. So it's and I'm right outside the mall. So it's very upsetting right now. But just remember, like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. This video looks actually really good right now. I don't like it because I feel like you can see how ugly I really am.